Hi, I'm Max Pristic, and today's debate is sponsored by the Center for College Affordability and Productivity. Today we will be debating, should everyone that wants to go to college go? On one side of the debate, we have James Roy and Ryan Brune, who think that yes, if you have the desire to go to college, you should attend. On the other side, we have David Holman and Rob Hamer, who think that no, just because you want to go to college does not mean that you should go. We have three subpoints to debate today. The first is about the earnings differential, and the fact that you may make more money if you go to college than if you don't. We are also going to talk about the graduation rate and how that affects whether you should go to college or not. And finally, we're looking at the future job market and if having a degree will give you a leg up or not. So we'll start off with these guys. And the first question I'll ask is, statistics have shown that if you have a college degree, you'll on average make $570,000 more throughout your lifetime than a counterpart with just a high school diploma. What do you guys have to say about this?
I think it's important to think about human capital investment, and with all investments, you want to get an adequate return on your investment. Now, but one of the problems with that, specifically with college, is that not everyone after they graduate, not everyone gets a job that requires a college degree. In 2010, nearly 50% of college graduates were working in jobs that did not require a college degree. Typically, these jobs do not pay as much, and thus these students weren't making an adequate return on their investment.
And those are lifetime salary numbers. I'd be interested to see what it is for more recent graduates in the last 5 to 10 years. The average graduate comes out with $28,000 in debt. If they are working one of these underemployed jobs, like say working at a Starbucks or a Best Buy, how are they supposed to get themselves out of that hole of debt? How are they supposed to buy a house when they get married? How are they supposed to raise a family when they're still trying to pay back their student loans? That would be my main concern.
Good. What was your guys' response to what they just had to say?
I think it's important to look at, especially in reference to underemployment, the raw difference in annual income between a college degree holder and a high school degree recipient is at minimum $15,000 per year. That doesn't account for having a college degree job. That just accounts for having a college degree. That income gap increases over time as well, and by age 50, the gap's $46,000. So that's an average of just college degree holders. I think it's important to note that. So even in accounting for underemployment, you still make more money if you have a college degree.
To build upon what James said, in terms of underemployment, sure, that exists. But I'd like to point out that people that get a bachelor's degree have an unemployment rate that's only around half of that compared to people that just have a high school diploma. So even though you may have a job that may not pertain to your major for a few years, you're still going to have a job, and that's what really matters.
Okay, but Ryan and James, what about the graduation rate today? Isn't it true that only half of the students in college graduate? Do these people that end up dropping out for whatever reason, or do they still benefit from going to college for a couple of years, or is it just a complete waste of money for them to go?
I think that might be a slightly skewed statistic. You have to look at retention rates for colleges as well. Retention rate being a college freshman attending his first year, and then if he returns his sophomore year to the same school. Dropout rates don't include that people take time off from college. They took a year off because they need to make more money to continue going, paying for their education. And also it doesn't account for individuals who maybe go to a normal 4-year institution and transfer to a more accredited school.
Another thing, and the worst cases of situations where a person does drop out of college, they will still make more money than a person that never went to college at all.
So do you have any rebuttal to what they just said?
Yeah, well, Ryan said that even if they do drop out, they'll still make more money. But I think another really important thing to think about this is the opportunity cost of college. So if you go to college and drop out, you're looking at, from some colleges, if you spend 3 or 4 years there, literally tens of thousands of dollars worth of debt that was just thrown away money because now you don't even have the degree that you were working towards. On top of that, you also have to consider the amount of money that students might have been earning had they been working at a job right out of high school rather than going to college.
And it's a concern that just about half of our students that do enter college do not graduate in 6 years. Of course, the retention rates, that's one thing to argue. I think a more reasonable solution, maybe we're just pushing our kids into college too early. Maybe they don't know what they want to do. And maybe they run out of money too. Like Rob said, why not have them just work right out of high school for a year, 2 years? They'll get a better idea of what they want to do. They don't waste time as pursuing one major, then switching to a next, maybe even a third, like a good amount of college students do.
Good. That's very interesting. Next, I would ask you guys who don't think that everyone who wants to go to college think they shouldn't go. How do you feel about the future job market, though? Aren't there going to be more jobs that require advanced degrees, like college degrees, and aren't the jobs that only high school graduates, aren't those declining? Aren't there going to be less of those?
I think that there's no question in the future there's going to be more jobs that require a college degree. But I think the question is, are there going to be enough jobs? In 2010, the United States workforce was at 150 million workers. And the projected number of jobs that require a college degree is projected to be around 30 million by 2022. So I think we really need to consider if everyone should be going, if they, even with these numbers and a 12-year difference, there still isn't enough jobs.
And but that's a big issue. If we have so many students going to college and not being able to pay it back because they can't get jobs that they should get with a college degree, it's just going to keep on getting worse.
How do you guys feel about this topic?
I think it's important when looking at future employment rates as a whole, whether you have a college degree or not. Positive externalities of a college degree benefit all of society. Individuals that have a college degree within a local market are shown to reduce unemployment rates for individuals that have less than a college degree. So there's benefits for large numbers of people going to college outside of just increased personal income.
Yeah, certainly there are definitely benefits that college will give you other than getting you a job. I mean, a lot of people would argue that it'll better yourself. It will show you things that you've never seen before and never would have seen before. Another thing I'd like to say, though, is that you were quoting statistics that would be not that far into the future. I'm curious to see, like, how many jobs will require a bachelor's degree in not just a few years, but like 20, 30, 40 years as globalization and automation become ever increasing factors in our economic society.
So clearly there are a lot of arguments for both sides of this. James and Ryan believe that everyone that wants to go to college should have the opportunity to do so. David and Rob do not. Once again, I'm Max Pristic, and this debate was sponsored by the Center for College Affordability and Productivity.